I'm just waiting for YouTube to gear up. Okay, YouTube's going. We got Facebook. We are set. So if you are joining, hey, Melissa. Hi, Kai. Hi, Emily. So if you guys are just joining, one of the really good things about being on first is that almost everyone that gets here right on time gets a reading. So good news for you guys. So make sure you're claiming your spots. I'm just trying to plug in my phone because I can't really see I don't want the battery to die. Woo! Pardon my hand for a second. Okay. We don't want the battery to die when we're going live. So claim your spot. I am doing all of the readings tonight around the same topic, around business challenges. So I have usually in the past just told people they can do a general reading or they can ask a specific question, but we're going to try it this way tonight. And I'm just going to pick like one specific little area that I feel called to for the readings. So tonight it's all about challenges or perceived challenges in business. So when you're feeling ready, throw your name down in the comments that you want a reading. I have Chelsea here with me tonight, and she helps keep things really organized and running smoothly. And she like pins the comments on Facebook, or she gives announcements on YouTube. So she'll get you guys going and set up. And before I go to the first person, who is going to be Melissa on Facebook, we are doing a contest like drawing thing tonight for a free 30-minute one-on-one reading. And all that you have to do to get in on that is subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's going to be easier if you're already on YouTube. If you've already subscribed as well, you could just put subscribed, or after you subscribe, you just put subscribed in bold so that Chelsea will see it. And that's step one of it. And Chelsea will post the link for you guys that are on Facebook so that you can easily just go over and click. So step one to get into the drawing is subscribe to YouTube. Type subscribed in bold words. And then the second part is that you have to be here at the end of the hour in the last 5 minutes to be like chosen as the winner. The winner has to be live. So I go for an hour, so it would be a little bit before 8 Pacific. We're like 5 minutes in now. So those are the two things to win. Okay. So I'm going to dive into Melissa Clay. Okay. Let me tune into you. Okay. Okay, so Melissa, the first thing that I was getting from you is it felt like there was something that you were a little bit, I want to use the word nervous. That was what I was feeling at first, or that there's some concern or worry about something. And the card that's coming forward here is talking about, it's the 5 of air, which makes me feel like it's aligned very much with sort of being in the head, with sort of the circling of thoughts. It's talking about an unwise choice, learn what you can from this situation, and learning everybody's motives. So it does feel like it's related to a group of people. There's some kind of client situation or customer situation that went down. It feels like it's, sorry, let me check in on something because I'm feeling something slightly different now. Okay. Tell me if this makes sense for you, Melissa, and if you guys can just kind of talk back to me and type back comments. I read those as I go. What I'm starting to feel is that there might be something in terms of a choice that you made that other people have different opinions about, and it doesn't need to be something, it's more so just in terms of you being you, of you showing up, that it's either concern about what those other people might think, or that they're actually expressing concerns to you, and it's causing kind of this inner turmoil within you. Is that making sense to you, Melissa? Because I'm trying to look at my comments right now to see if this is making sense. It is making sense. Okay. So that's the read that I'm getting on the energy. And what's really coming in right now in terms of, it's interesting because there's like some kind of like construction going on in the building next door. But I always feel whenever, especially I'm doing readings or whenever I'm tuned in or tapped in, that anything that happens in the external environment, it's coming in on purpose. It's meant to be used as a way of like giving information. So what I want to say, since that's coming in as a distraction for me, is that it's really important for you to not let these feelings, emotions, things distract you and detour you off of your path, because it's taking you off of your home vibration. That there's a the receiving mode, the vibration that you're at when you just really feel like you are at your best, your strongest, your most powerful. It's pulling you off of that. So I want you to get clear on whatever it is that you need to do to let that shit go, because I do think that ultimately it's coming back to some kind of belief in you that isn't feeling strong enough to stand on its own, that it's almost as if these other opinions and things that differ from what you know to be true for yourself is triggering some kind of inner critic. So I want you to like really sit with that, journal it, and really get down to what it is at the core so that you can clear it away and just keep going on your path, because this is just sort of like, it's kind of like equivalent to like traffic. It's just slowing you down a bit. So you don't need that. Okay. Who do we have as next? Chelsea. Who is next? Emily. Hi, Emily. Okay. Okay, let me get tuned into you, Emily. Okay. Emily, I feel like you've just been going like a mile a minute with your business lately. So it feels like there's a lot of momentum that's coming, but I just feel like things are moving really quickly. It almost feels like I get this sense of feeling like a little out of breath. So it almost feels like this is like an exciting time for you right now, but that it is also a time where you want to be careful to not be going like so fast that it's like not sustainable from you for you. It's the Page of Earth card coming in. It's talking about good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging or a new area of study. Is there a new product or service that you've been thinking about? Because that's what I'm getting like when I read this about something more challenging, a new area of study. It's making me think that there's been something that's it's either reappeared for you, like in your environment, like it keeps coming back up, or it's an idea that keeps circling in your head that seems okay. Yes. So I do feel like it's really about like sitting down and it's almost interesting. Like it almost feels as if this might have to do with the pace, that somehow the way that things are set up in the business, that it's really taking a lot of you. And it seems like this other service or product has the potential to create this shift that allows you to really kind of protect yourself like energetically, to not just give all that you can, but in a way of still taking care of yourself while still making more and more money. So that's the feeling that I'm getting on this product or service. So you may want to tune in to that a little bit, because I think that it has to do with like the time and money, right? Like how much time you're putting in versus how much money you get back. And I feel like you could have more time to just take care of yourself and do other things or put other magic into the world while still like making more and more money with this product or service. So sit with that. Think about that. Okay. Thanks, Emily. Thanks for joining tonight. And if you guys are just joining right now, we're doing a contest tonight for a 30-minute one-on-one reading that'll be announced at the end. So you do have to be here at the end in the last 5 minutes right before 8 Pacific. And you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel and put subscribed in big words so that Chelsea can see it and we can get you in on the drawing. And Jennifer is going to be next on YouTube. Hi, Chris. And what else? Drawing. Oh, also, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, there's a few recent videos. One is about how to initially get started in business if you feel like it's like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Where do I even get started to organize my thoughts? That one's up. There's also one that talks about really just kind of building and cultivating a community, an audience, and just sharing how you might think about that and how you might also find what works best for you. And then the next video that I'm doing later in the week is about, well, actually the audience one gets posted tomorrow. And then at the end of the week is about finding your niche. Okay. So Jennifer, let's see what we have for you. Jennifer. Okay. Let me get tuned into you. Okay. So, Jennifer, before I read the card, I'm feeling like you do have a really grounded energy right now, almost a calming presence is how I'm interpreting your energy. But I'm also feeling like you seem like lately, at least, you've been a little bit too focused on the logical mind. So if we think of it in terms of like body, mind, spirit, it would be the mind part of it, which it's important to have a balance of all of it. And it seems like you're leaning a little bit heavier on the analyzing, kind of processing. And sometimes when that's out of whack, that can get in the way a little bit. So let's see if the card's related. It's the 6 of Fire card. So it actually is a really powerful card. It's talking about victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or awards. I'm hearing the word imposter syndrome. I don't know if you've heard that term before, Jennifer. I feel like it's like becoming more and more popularized. But it's something that, do you know that term, Jennifer, or does that term resonate with you? So it's as if that things are going well, but there's still this part of you. Okay. Despite what's going on, like, or the recognition or praise, it's as if there's that part inside you that's just like, oh, hopefully I don't get found out. Like everyone seems to think I'm much better at this or much smarter or way more skilled than I actually am. Like if they only knew. And so I don't love the word imposter syndrome, but there's like a lot of celebrities, people like Tom Hanks. If you Google the word, it's really interesting to look at. But it talks about these people that are, CEOs and Academy Award winners that have that inner feeling at times that everyone else in the world seems to think that they're way better, smarter, more talented than they actually are. And it's that part of them that sort of questions if they're really deserving of all of it. So has something like that been going on with you when I break it down? Because it does feel like things, there doesn't seem to be like an actual challenge that I'm perceiving right now for you in terms of your professional life. But it seems like, if anything, there's this part of you that's stopping you from being fully immersed in the experience of just like celebrating the joy of that win, or even allowing yourself to see that it is a win. But it's really interesting. Google it, look into it. You're dealing with the fear of failure. Okay. I feel like it's probably very related, because I think that which, by the way, like pretty much the majority of people in the world have this imposter syndrome thing at some point. It's just not talked about very often. So I definitely just want you to like read about it and look into it, because I think that a lot of the things that are holding you back at this point is really just your ability to see that you are good enough, you are ready, you are worthy exactly how you are right now, today. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I have like I have allergies pretty frequently, so if I'm on live, like, we can't really edit this out. We just kind of got to go with it. So you get to see me wipe my nose. This is real life, guys. So Kai Gooch is on next on Facebook. Hi, Todd. How are you? Okay. Let me see. Okay. So Kai, we'll see what comes up for you today. Everything that I'm doing today is all about challenges related to business. So let's see what comes up, but I'm just going to tune into that specifically. Okay. Okay. So I do feel a little bit of stuff coming in with that. Okay, so before I go to the card, Kai, like I'm getting that, and I'm not going to give you like good or bad. I'm just going to give you what I'm getting in terms of the energy so that you can make your own decision. But it does feel like initially, if you guys were to be working together, that the merging, it's kind of like your personalities or certain traits that you guys have or values that you have, they don't seem like they fit together seamlessly, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It feels like if you decide to do it, that you need to know that there's this alignment process that's going to happen, and that might feel really challenging at first. And so you need to know, like, if you sign up for that's going to be a part of it, because I don't know that you guys have like thought about it in that way yet, but it's something to know before you do it. Interesting though, because this 10 of Earth card that's coming up for you, and Earth cards very much have to do with like money and business and physical manifestations. It's talking about a happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Is this somebody, Kai, that you can see yourself when you say BF? I'm thinking that's boyfriend versus best friend. Maybe I'm wrong, but is this somebody that you can see yourself potentially building a life with, that it's like serious on that level? Because it does feel like this card is talking about, I'm trying to see if you're responding to me. Kai, respond back to me so I know if this is landing. But it almost seems as if there is the potential, on the other hand, if you're able to get past that initial challenge of really getting aligned and on the same page with each other, that it does seem like it could be something where you guys start to build a life around this, where it's really kind of starting to be the foundation for the lifestyle that, you know, a potential family could have together. So I do feel like there's pros and cons, but I just want you to keep that in mind in terms of the personalities. I feel like in some ways it's challenging because you guys do think very differently, very different personalities and values. But on the other side, there could be some balance that comes in there as well that really works since you each have different strengths. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. So I think it's just like giving you a few different layers to understand. But yeah, it's interesting that the card's talking about family, financial security, finding magic in the little things. So I do think keeping the fun, really finding that enjoyment in that groove of fun would be really important if you guys do this. Okay. So who do we have next, Chelsea? Hi, Tia. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so Chelsea's going to post who is next. And I wanted to tell you guys my training is live, and it's all about, it's really for people that haven't quite started a business or fully stepped into it, but it's really how to start a business you love. And it's a short and sweet 35-minute training. Chelsea will post the link in the comments for you. And it helps you to start seeing and identifying your, what I call your business superpower. It is going to really get to the core of the things that are holding you back, because I think that what we think it is versus what it really is, two very, very different things. And then a success tool that I think is really critical for every business owner. So before you dive into it, you got to make sure that you're watching this. It's a free training. Check it out. She posted the link. Whew. I think I have to sneeze. Hang on. Okay. Where were we? Chelsea, who is next? Thank you, Emily. Currently reading. Okay. I think it's Joao. Can you correct me? Because Joao, I think I remember I had you phonetically spell it last week. It's Joao, right? Joao. Okay, yay. Let me see. You were telling me earlier, I received feedback from my job at Salesforce. They said I was no longer considered for the job, but I still have hope that they will change their mind. Oh, yes. So I think what's really important is, I think there's two things that are coming up, and then I'll pull a card. I think that the first is, even when a door appears to be closed, I think that it's still important to hold on to that manifestation and to really be keeping yourself aligned with what you're manifesting and creating, because I think that that's really important, because there's times where something happens, a candidate falls through. And I used to be a recruiter before I did this business. So I had a recruiting business as well. And I can't tell you how many times like a candidate falls through, or like they don't accept the offer, or the person doesn't work out. So things like that happen all the time. So I do think that energetically, it's important to still not let that impact you. And the other thing that I remember talking to you about last week is that sometimes there's bigger possibilities that are waiting for us that we're just not even there yet. We're not even like, we haven't even realized that it's there, that it's a possibility. So I just want you to keep your options open in how what you're really wanting actually could manifest, and have the manifestation be less focused about this specific position at Salesforce, but have it be of what the bigger picture thing is that you're really wanting. I don't know if it's like, money or a certain type of job, but really have it be focused on that, so that you can keep everything really clear in terms of what you're willing to receive. Okay, so let me pull a card for you too. What's that, Joao? Is there confusion there? Okay, so I'm going to show you this card, Joao, and I want you to tell me Is there a certain color that's standing out here for you the most? Here, I'm going to show you guys too. A certain color. I'm only going to hold it here for another moment or two. The orange. Okay. Yeah. So for you, I would say there's something here around creativity. Something else is coming in as well, because I do feel like this has to do with manifesting, that this is an important part that has to do with manifesting, and the creative energy is very much the creative energy. And so I almost feel like are you actually working on any manifestations? Is this like a part of your practice? Do you do things like that? Because I just feel like something is a little bit too narrow with what you're focusing on, and it's really closing you off from being able to be open and to receive other things. So whether you have a practice or not, I feel like there's some type of expansion that needs to happen within you that allows you to see things very creatively and to be open about how things are coming to you, because it might not always look the way that you think it will. I don't know. My sense is you like to focus a lot on one thing. You don't have any like meditations or manifesting practices that you're doing currently. Is that right? That's the feeling that I'm getting. But I do want you to dig in and start looking for things, whether it's people have like meditations on YouTube, or just look up manifesting practices. But you write your goals every day. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I think that a lot of it has to do, I can't get too deep into this, but a lot of it has to do how you write your goals. If you're writing your goals in a way that doesn't make them sound like they're already happening, like you're already grateful for them, it's not going to have the same effect. So if you're writing like I have versus I want, if you catch my drift, right? So I think you really need to start kind of tweaking and up leveling what you're doing here, because I think that there's some room for improvement that's really going to help your situation and help you really stay open to whatever it is that comes next with this job. Okay. Thanks, Joelle. Okay, so Chelsea says, okay, random order. Okay. And as Chelsea picks somebody, remember, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you could find the link. If you're on Facebook, just go to YouTube. If you search Ashley Bradley, there's like 2 people and it's like obvious which one is me. But you do subscribe. You type subscribed in bold letters so that Chelsea can see that you subscribed. We'll make sure we verify this later. And then all you have to do is be on in the last 5 minutes. So we'll do it like 25 minutes from now. And it's a free 30-minute one-on-one business reading. Okay. Hi, Kayla. Okay. So Kayla, since we're doing, River. Sometimes I look at your name and I just read it as it is, but it's River. I need to make that adjustment. So we're doing everything around challenges today, River. And so I'm going to specifically be looking at if there's any challenges that are coming into play when it comes to momentum or perceived challenges. Okay. Is there anything right now, River, that like has your focus? Like it doesn't even necessarily seem like a lack of focus, but it seems like there's something that's holding your attention, and it might just be like a necessary life thing that's come up, good or bad, but it does feel like there's something right now that is somewhat temporary, that's holding your attention and taking some of your time, but it does feel like an outside thing separate from your business. Does that make sense? And I'll see what the card has to say. This is a good card. The Empress card came up. It's talking about lavish abundance, giving birth to your dreams, nurturing yourself and others. Look at this card. So I keep looking as I tune in to this waterfall, stream, or maybe it's a river that's in the background. Okay. And so there's something here about creative flow that comes in. It actually doesn't feel like there's anything really like blocked or wrong. Like, I think the only challenge is this other thing that's sort of holding your focus and attention. But what is coming in is that there's a time and a place and things that you do when you really get into your flow that I want you to start paying attention to. It does actually feel like it's very related to the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. When those two are, it almost feels like when you build a bridge between that and your third eye, that there's some kind of flow. So I do feel like it's something that starts out for you energetically. I don't know if you have a process for this, or maybe you just kind of take this and something will come in of how you work with this, but it does feel like something for you that starts out energetically. And then from there, it sort of switches you into this different way of being where things just flow out of you and where you really clearly see exactly what you need to be doing at that specific time to move things through a little bit faster. So I just want you to play with that and sit with that a little bit, and then think about this other focus thing, because I feel like those are related. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks, River. And next we have Tia Tara. Let's see. Hi, Tia. So we're reading, I'm just trying to see if you typed anything to me, but sometimes people will type me something specific, but we're doing everything on challenges. So I'm going to just specifically look at a challenge for you. Okay. Well, tonight we're doing, Chelsea, I'm just doing all things specifically with a challenge. I'm trying it a new way. Sometimes I would just do like a general business reading or whatever I felt drawn to, but today I felt called to just do a card for challenges for everybody. Okay, so Tia, I'm just kind of getting tuned into you before I go to the card. So Tia, is there something, or at least some aspect, it doesn't feel like it's the main aspect of what you do, but is there some part of it that's related to like a training or a teaching component, something where you're sharing like your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom with other people? Because that's something that's coming in first off. The other thing is and I want to say this in like a really positive way, is it seems like you have been allowing yourself to dream lately, in a good way. It feels more like almost like daydreaming of the possibilities, that you're in this place right now of imagining and kind of co-creating with the universe what's next. And dreaming is a form of planning as well. So I'm really getting and picking up on that with you. I don't know if it's related to the teaching, but Tia, if you can type to me and let me know if that makes sense. I'm like really curious about that. I don't see you typing to me. T, are you still on? The card that's coming up for you is Knight of Water. It's talking about, it's actually talking about relationship stuff. I'll get tuned in to see if it feels like relationship stuff. It feels like it's more related to your business, but it's talking about falling in love or proposals or the need to balance emotions. I'm feeling it more on the emotional side. I'm hearing relationship with self, that there's just like with any journey, healing included, business included, that it's that spiral. It's not this like straight, steady line like we like always think that it is, but that there's this deepening of this relationship with yourself that's going on right now. And a part of that, it's very much a fine-tuning process, because I feel like you do a lot of work on yourself, but it's very much this diving deep into some things that have felt a little bit triggered in you, that you haven't quite noticed them in this way. You haven't quite felt curious like this. And I do think that this work that you're doing now is also going to bring a lot of like new life into the work that you're doing and the dreams that you're sort of putting out there. You're putting things into your vortex. So I don't know if you're still on, but we'll end there. Okay. Kang on Facebook. Kang Nano on Facebook. All right. Kang. Okay. You get tuned into you, Kang. King, do you do work, in the spiritual realm, something like this, something similar? Like I'm almost curious about you and channeling. Is that something that you're doing, thinking about, dabbling in? Because that's what's coming in initially for you. Your energy feels like you do this work, that you're a healer. Well, Kang, type back to me if you're reading this. So the wheel card's coming up for you. It's Archangel Michael. It's talking about a time of positive change or a situation that is suddenly now moving forward and fortune being on your side. Okay, so whenever this card comes up for me, it's really signaling purpose. Okay, so what's coming in as soon as I said that is that there's something within you that's feeling a little disconnected from it right now, that there's something with your work where there's not the intention behind it that there usually was. And this does feel really, really important. I feel like I get these like kind of body chills whenever there's something like trying to be highlighted. So I just want you to know that there's an importance right now with what you're doing for you to like plug back into your purpose, the reason behind behind why you're doing things, and also the intention behind it. Because while I feel like that's something that I don't feel like that's unfamiliar for you, but it feels like you're a little bit disconnected. And in order for things to be moving and flowing through really smoothly for you, like you need to get plugged back into that. So I don't know if you're still on, because you're not talking back to me. So I'm going to leave it at that right now. Okay. So Chris Corns, are you still here on YouTube? So, Chris Corns. Tell us if you're still here. If not, we're just going to go to someone else. Chris Corns. Last call for Chris Corns. Okay, who's next? Next person. While Chelsea's picking out someone next, I'll tell you guys, one of my colleagues and friends, her name's Kimberly Elliott. She's going to be on next week with me. Unfortunately, you guys won't see her on YouTube, but you'll hear her. And she's a lot of fun. So she'll be joining in on the fun with us today. And her and I actually co-created a totally different training that's about fulfillment and just really getting tuned in to creating a life that you love, like that just on your ordinary day, it's bringing you energy and excitement. So her and I are releasing that in the coming weeks. So in honor of that, she's coming and she's doing readings with me next week. Okay, so Uzal is Uzal on YouTube. Uzal. Chelsea, is Uzal on YouTube or on Facebook? Uzal, are you here? Can you talk to me so I can find you? Oh, you're YouTube. Okay, Uzal. Okay, Uzal, are you still here? Because I want to go to someone that's still here if you're not. On YouTube, Uzal Oha? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay, let's go to someone different. I want to make sure that whoever's here is actually getting the readings so that you guys are getting the love. Who's next? Chelsea's choosing who's next, just to clarify. Hi, Jacqueline. And in about 10 or so minutes, we're doing our drawing for the one-on-one reading. So you guys have about 10 minutes to get in on that drawing, and we'll announce it. Josh, hi, Josh. Okay, so Josh is trying to get into voiceover business, and there's always a lot of obstacles to get through: agents, marketing, pay-to-plays, leaving the real job to follow the passion. Okay, let's see if there's any challenge that's coming in. Okay, so I want to just tune into that before we go to the card. Okay. 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 So, the first thing that I was getting is there's this sense of being gentle with yourself because there's a lot going on in your life. And so it just feels like, I think like I see you wanting things to move like really fast. And it's also, I feel like, about honoring and seeing that there's like so much going on in your life that you're also like honoring other things that you value by doing it. That I feel like there's also this sort of gentleness to not compare yourself to others, because I feel like there's a little bit of that comparison going on, right? Like seeing other people that seem to like have done it faster or quicker, but that the things that they have on their plate are probably not the same as what's going on in your life. So I do feel like that is a part of it. And the card that's coming forward is this Five of Water. It's talking about kind of similar actually to what I was saying, that there's a sense of things, and this is right now, things feel like they're not turning out like you hoped, that there's times when you're not necessarily seeing the positive in a situation, or it says crying over spilled milk. It actually says that. But whenever these water cards come up, it's really signaling that it's more so an emotional obstacle to get through. So I think what I'm noticing and really seeing here for you is that while it feels like things that are very external, like the hoops to jump through, the agents, the scheduling, like that, you're being asked to look internally on this one, that there's this opportunity for you to make this shift and to really just let go of all of that. Because I think, if anything, a lot of beliefs end up being formed and things can turn into self-fulfilling prophecies when we just focus on the challenge. And so this opportunity right now is for you to not only start seeing your wins and appreciating your wins a little bit more, and really like just sitting with the energy that comes out of that, the gratitude that comes out of that. And then it also seems to be about like letting go of anything that used to be an expectation that would like hold you back. So creating different beliefs, like I like to say to myself a lot, like things are always working out for me, because they are, right? And whenever I say that, it totally shifts my energy and my focus and my attention, and things start happening, and I just sort of get out of my own way with my inner critics, my thoughts and my feelings. But I just want you to really focus on that comparison energy. Anytime you're feeling that kind of inner resistance of feeling like, ooh, like this isn't happening fast enough, or I wish this should be happening faster, like tugging at you to really just kind of surrender to what is, and be enjoying that, so that you get out of your own way again emotionally. And I don't know, have you dived into doing any like manifesting meditations? One that I do a lot is it's Doxy meditations. It's DAUCHSY, like the dog Dachshund. And he has a law of attraction, like manifesting thing that's like 15 minutes. And that one is really powerful. And a lot of my clients use that one, and they start to see just things starting to show up randomly. So I feel like this is also like a time for you to start like getting into that, because that's going to start to clear out a lot of the subconscious beliefs as well, of thinking that things need to be hard. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks, Josh. Okay, so we have time, I think, for a couple more before the drawing. Chelsea, Chelsea's going to pick somebody else. All right. So another reason to subscribe on YouTube, if you guys haven't already, is recent videos. I haven't been posting my videos as much on Facebook. I've been doing it on YouTube. I just feel like they kind of live better over there than they do on Facebook. So recent one is like how to actually just get started in a business. What do you need to think about to get going in it? The one coming up tomorrow is about building an audience, a community, and finding a way to do it that really works for you, that you'll stick with. And then I have one coming up at the end of the week that's about finding your niche. So whether you're a yoga instructor or you're in construction, like a niche is really important to help you stand out. Okay, Jamari. Hi, Jamari. Are you still here? You're still here. Okay. I saw you just put still here. Jamari. Hi. Okay, Jamari. Okay. Jamari, I feel like initially, sorry if you guys are just joining, I have a little bit of allergies tonight, so we're going with it. I feel like there's a little bit of stuff going on with your throat chakra. Like it's feeling a little bit blocked and tight, which I feel like there's something that you're not expressing, saying, that you're holding back. The other thing that is coming in is that it feels like there's something that you're also, I think that they might be related, but I don't know 100% that there's something that you are trying to like do and it feels like it's not working, and then you're trying again and it feels like it's not working, and I'm getting that sense. So I'm going to see what the card has to say. It's this 10 of Air card. It's talking about the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, and expect things to get better now. It also is talking about recovering from an addiction. So I always tell people when that comes up, like, while that might be addiction in the standard terms, it also could be an addiction to a certain way of thinking or a certain way of being. So there's many things that could mean. So based on what I was describing about how you keep trying and it's not working, like it does really feel like this rings true, that things are changing now and that the energy is shifting by what you're creating. And I really just want you to know that now that you are starting to see things a little bit more clearly and shift into this different state, that things are starting to go in your favor a little bit more. A part of this is, and I know that it feels like something that you're a little bit nervous about, but I see you separating from the crowd a little bit here, that there's, I don't know exactly what's going on with this, but there's like this sense of people going in different directions, and that you're venturing off a little bit. This could actually even be like a business translation, would be like niching down a little bit more. But it's interesting. There's this sense of sort of you coming into your own, really coming into your own power and really standing firmly in that. And I do think a part of that, as I keep going, like I don't feel the throat thing like I was for you initially, is you really kind of learning how to stand in your own power. The Air cards have a lot to do with like intellect and thinking. So I just want you to be tuned into the fact that there are definitely times where the challenges that you're creating for yourself, they're you getting in your own way with your thinking. Okay. So we're going to do the drawing, and then we'll cap things off with Chantal on Facebook. But Chelsea, will you draw a name for who won the 30-minute reading? And I think we're going to just like mix it up and do different kinds of drawings and contests and fun stuff. Why not? Okay, so she's drawing now. And just one more thing before we go to Chantal, as Chelsea's drawing the name, is the training. And I've worked very hard on this training, and I'll tell you, I spent the weekend switching it from one platform to another because the other one was super glitchy. And I'm glad that I made the switch because it made my life easier. But the training has a new home, and it's about the 5 secrets of starting your business. And it's going to go through your business superpower and how you find the thing that sets you apart from other people that do similar things that you do. Really like getting clear on the things that are getting in your way, and also about how you develop your secret success tool, something that you can continuously tune into and tap into to keep you staying the course. So after Chelsea puts the name in of who won the drawing, she'll drop the link in as well for that training so you guys can check it out. It's 35 minutes. Emily won. Emily Burgess. Yay. Okay. Emily, I have you. We're connected actually on Facebook now, and so I'll be able to just send you the link for you to book. So yay. And Chelsea's dropping the link right now for the training. And then we're going to wrap things up with Chantel Rayner. Chantel Rayner, are you still there on Facebook? Let's make sure she's still here. Okay. Chantel is here. And if we didn't get to you this week, just always remember that if there's something that you heard that you resonated, that you were probably here to hear that thing, and it was probably meant for you as well, since the people that get the readings tend to be the ones that have things being said out loud that you need to hear as well. And just join next week. More the merrier. Okay, Chantel says, I'm looking to see what's most important to focus on with the new venture. Okay, so Chantel, I am reading all about challenges today. So what I'm going to do to fit that in is to see if there's anything that's coming up in terms of a challenge or a perceived challenge, and I'll intention it to be around that new venture. Okay, so let me tune into you. Okay. So I feel a few things, Chantal, and it's funny because I pulled the card and it does actually feel very related to what I'm picking up on as well. The good thing is that in this business venture, you do feel very grounded. Like it feels like you have your footing, and that I want to say it's very sure footing, very grounded in this new venture. The other thing though is that it feels like I'm feeling a lot more like lower chakras, like you're not as tuned in at the moment. And I think a lot of that, I don't know if there's like a lot of things around security, safety, stability, but that's kind of keeping you in the lower half chakras. But I just am mentioning that because I feel like there's this balance that needs to be brought back in. And when you get tuned into that, that's going to be the thing where you're going to be able to develop your intuitive business strategy from that. And you're going to be able to take your intuition and your inner wisdom and your magic, and you're going to be able to pair that with action and strategy. So I just want you to bring that other part of you back into balance, because I feel like it's a lot heavier on this other very kind of grounded lower half of the chakra side. This card that's coming in is life experience. It's talking about a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. And what I'm really getting for you from this card, and I feel like I say this maybe to one person on the lives, like there'll be archangels that are called out in the cards and I don't always say them or name them, but this Archangel Chamuel, Chamuel, I want you to look that up, because I feel like there's going to be more information for you, and you're probably meant to be working with that archangel right now. And I feel like when you read that, there's going to be certain things that stand out where you're like, oh, yes. Oh, okay. Yes. The other thing that's coming in for you, that's something for you to manage and think about, is I feel like you're working really hard right now. And I start to feel times that it almost feels like I'm like a little out of breath, kind of like running a race. So I want you to remember, this sounds silly, just make sure that you're drinking water, but that you're also moving at a pace that's really sustainable for you, so that you don't burn out, that your physical body doesn't get overwhelmed. So I feel like that's the other part coming in for you in terms of balance. The other thing is, you see like there's this bright future with all of these flowers sprouting, right? And then this sort of like mysterious backdrop. So everything, like when you are looking forward and you're not looking backwards, you're very connected and tuned in to that, and things come a lot easier for you. But I just want you to be aware of when you start to look backwards. And I feel like for you, it's coming more in the form of that inner critic, like mind chatter of like, don't you remember when you tried this and it didn't work out? Or remember that one time, like, yeah, no, you don't know what you're doing here. Like all of that, like inner critic chatter. I just want you to be aware of that because I feel like that's a part of the thing that's pulling you into the past right now. And so be aware of like not seeing that as truth or tuning into that, because I think that with this new venture, as long as you keep yourself looking forward, like things seem to be going exactly how you want them to. Manifestations are coming in, but nothing that keeps you going backwards. That's what I've got for you. So it's 2 minutes after. We're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for joining tonight. Kimberly Elliott's going to be on with me virtually next week doing readings with you guys. She's another coach. She goes by the Embodied Leadership Coach, and she's doing a training with me that's also going to be released in the next few days, just about fulfillment and really getting tuned in to creating a life that you love. So join us next week. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time.